Hi everyone and welcome back to Chess for Charity. In this puzzle, we are going to be chess detectives. So right now you might notice that there's a white king on the board, but there is not a black king. Our goal is to place this black king somewhere on the board so that when you place it down, white's move is immediately mate in 1. So that's the challenge. Put the king down somewhere and create mate in 1 with white's next move. Okay, if you'd like to try this on your own, I would encourage you to pause the video, see if you can work out the details, and then revisit and watch the rest of it. If you want to just sit back and enjoy, feel free to do that as well. And while you're here, please subscribe. Okay, so let's talk about this. I want to put this king down somewhere so that white's next move is mate. Well, here's an issue. I'm going to put the king down here just for a moment. Here's an issue. Black is currently checking white, which means that let's just say I put this king in the corner, just for example. It's white's move, but white is currently in check, which means white would either have to do one of a few things. Either take the rook with the rook or the pawn, or block, or move to one of these places, or promote and block. Well, that's not going to generate mate in 1. So that doesn't make any sense, right? Which means I can conclude pretty quickly that a lot of these squares in the bottom few ranks are out. So just for example, in case that's not clear, the square A4. If I put the black king on this square, there's nothing I can do. Let's say it's white's move right now. There's nothing I can do right now to stop the check and give mate to black's king, right? I can either take it, that's fine. I can promote, that's fine. None of those things are going to mate black's king. So all of these squares are pretty much out. Okay, let's start creeping a little closer and kind of see where we can place the king. Okay, well we can't place the king here because that square is currently under attack. Same idea with here. And same idea with a lot of these. So all of these are currently under attack by the rook. So let's quickly rule out a few squares. So we can put it here, can put it there. All of these seem legal. We can't put it on any of these ones because, oops, let me use red. Those are all blocked off. We can put it here. Seems like we can put it here. We can't because of the check. And this seems okay, and this does not. So we're left with this little heat map of where we can put the pieces and where we can't. So let's think about it. Let's start here. Can I put this here? Yes. It's check still. So what do? I can take this, but there's no check because the knight is in the way. So this is not going to work. Same logic applies to a lot of these other squares over here that I was just showing. These are all green squares, sorry about that. And those are all going to be ruled out because even if they're here, I can't interpose and create a check. So you might say, what about E5? I can take this and promote to a queen, and that would be check. That's true, it would be check, but it's not mate. The king can just walk away. So we're getting closer to the idea here, but we're not quite there. So same idea with these ones over here. There's no clear way to mate on any of these squares. So let's just say I went to H8. This is check, great. If I move out of the way, nothing wrong with that. There's no mate. So what are we left with? So on these last couple ranks, we're left with a couple of squares. So let me put the king just here for a moment. We're left with this square and this square because I already showed that these other ones are not legal, and we just ruled out these two. Okay, what is the difference between C8 and D7? Is there a way I can figure out what to do next? And here is the cool thing about this puzzle, and this is actually what motivated me to create this video. So if you had to take a guess right now, which square would you put the king on? And if you do put it on that square, what is white's next move? Okay. If you got it, fantastic job. If not, that's okay too. We're learning together. So it turns out you can actually place the king on either of these squares. So if you place the king on d7, white can promote to a knight. So let me clear the board of these pieces for a moment. Can promote to a knight, and this is mate. Look at that. The rook is holding this, and the knight is protecting the rook, and all these squares are covered. Isn't that amazing? Okay, well, it turns out it's the exact same thing if the king goes to the other square. So instead of d7, the other square was c8, right? So let me see if I can go backwards here. I had the pawn here, I had the king here, and I had the rook here. So now, if I do the same thing, instead of going to d7, if I went to c8, promoting to a knight, so again, I'm gonna set up board, so it's gonna look weird for a moment. Promoting to a knight is going to be mate. Okay, so the king can't take this, blocked out here because of the knight, blocked out here because of the knight. That is mate. Isn't that incredible? So, no matter where the king is placed between these two squares, it's still going to be mate. So the answer then is you can place it on either d7 or c8, and then the next move, no matter what, is going to be pawn to b8, promote to a knight to give mate. Isn't that absolutely incredible? I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. If you did enjoy it, please let me know by liking the video and subscribing. Half of the income that I earn in this channel goes directly to charity, so every subscriber really helps me out a lot. Thanks so much. Bye.